Hi, welcome back to Alistair Davies Golf. Today I'm filming you a video on my 3 best tips to help your golf. So let's get to it. Tip number 1. For me, one of the first point of breakdowns I often see in the golf swing is the takeaway. So the first tip is on the takeaway, and it's a very simple tip. If we imagine when we're taking the golf club back, I want to feel like the butt of the club points to your belly button. I often talk about this as being a torchlight, and the torchlight's going to flash to my body. What I see with a lot of golfers is the torchlight, if you like, will go to target far too quickly, and the golf club then gets inside too much. And when the golf club comes inside, it creates so many further issues throughout the chain of the golf swing. Normally in plane control or club arc control, and then obviously contact as we get back to the ball with the club being swiped across the ball too often, or even the body having to compensate a lot to make contact on the ball correctly. So tip number 1, the takeaway, point the torch. Tip number 2, in transition, I want to see the hand path work more out and the club head mass work more down. Too many golfers do this. Handle down too much, club head out. Now, every swing shape has its reasons to be done. You know, some players might need to feel this more, granted. But what I want to see with most golfers is the plane work this way. And if the plane works this way, it encourages so much more rotation of the pelvis and trunk through the golf ball to make sure we can get this hand path under control. And also from a forces point of view, it allows the club to work in its most effective way to create the most possible speed. So in order to create distance, power, and hand path and consistency to impact, this magic move, as I'd call it, where the hands work down and out at the same kind of time, and the center of mass of the club works backwards, if you like, or more horizontal, vertically down, is the key for me then to be able to turn onto the golf ball correctly. Now, tip number 3 is all about the finish. Now, for me, the finish is overlooked so much. Now, the finish can tell us a lot about your golf swing. If I have people in a chicken wing finish, I know they've kind of swiped across the ball, or they've had really poor arm extension, which means the contact is going to be pretty poor also. So the contact and the directional controls aren't going to be good. So tip number 3 really is all about trying to rotate and relocate, move the weight, finish this left elbow in kind of an arm, in an L shape here, and the weight presented kind of 90% on the lead foot. So rotate, extend, chest to the sky, feel that weight go through, let the arms get round the body, pose that finish until the ball lands, and then relax. So finish with style, as we would say. So we have the takeaway, the transition, and the finish. Now, if you master those 3 things, pretty much everything else in between is going to be pretty good. Because if the transition's good, the downswing is going to be pretty good. If the fall through is good, the impact's going to be pretty good. If the takeaway is good, it allows our swing plane to be pretty good. The only thing else I would have put in here would probably be some stuff on posture, and maybe then how we would turn in the backswing. But if a posture, you know, if I'm giving you just 3 tips, these have got to be the 3 most important things. These are 3 in-swing tips. In-swing tips are going to make the biggest difference to the ball, the impact and contact and direction. Let's just try hitting a shot and try and feel we're going to get really. And the only thing I want to think about in this shot really is I might rehearse these moves, but the only thing I really try and think about in the normal shot was my finish. Let's get commitment. Let's get into that big, proud finish and hold it till the ball lands. Let's just try one of those. So yeah, just try to extend, rotate and relocate, hold that finish, show that commitment. And if I can't get to that finish position every single time, I know I've done something wrong before that. So it's a nice way of checking my commitment for each shot, and I'd implore you to do the same.